I'm not usually lost for words, but when I met the star of this story for the first time, I was speechless. She's a complete diva, mysterious and unpredictable. She makes visitors travel to the end of the earth to see her, and then, more often than not, snubs them by not even bothering to show up. I was one of the fortunate ones, though, when the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, deigned to greet me in all her heavenly splendour. When I did manage to speak, all I could say was, ah. Mush to the Northern Lights!
Yeah.
I always wanted to say that. It works too.
It works.
There's no turning back. I've travelled 15,000 kilometres on my quest for the renowned and mystical Northern Lights, and I don't want to be disappointed. Whoa! Ah, this is amazing. Ah! So I'm off into the vast, white, frozen Norwegian wilderness for the best aurora chaser in the business, Kjetil Skogley. The idea of the aurora chaser, this is a hunt, isn't it?
It is a hunt, yeah. It is a challenge and it's a beauty and it's never the same.
The Northern Lights are of this world, yet they are definitely out of this world. Aurora Borealis, the dawn goddess of the north. Hers is a celestial show that has entranced us through the ages, but never more so than now.
Yeah, that's a keeper. It's a passion, it's a lifestyle. The Northern Lights have always fascinated me from when I was a little kid. We used to play with the Northern Lights and try to hide. And later I started to take photos and it got me into this beauty and power.
If people just come for a week, they mightn't see it.
If you're here for a week, you will see it. If you go with me, of course.
Well, that's right. But before I had any heavenly encounter, my journey had to take a detour. I needed an Aurora induction course from one of the world's foremost experts, Professor Fred Sigenes.
We are about half the way to the North Pole from the Arctic Circle here.
This is the only way up to the Kjell Henriksen Observatory on the remote Norwegian island of Svalbard, 78 degrees north and only 1,300 kilometres from the North Pole. That was a great ride, Fred. I haven't done that before. Oh no, we're snowed in. Once inside the observatory, I relearned the old lesson that everything revolves around the sun.
And it's very active, and you have eruptions like this one. And you have this big gas, or solar mass, being erupted from the sun. And it travels into space, and it has its own magnetic field with itself. And this, here you actually can see some of the, taken from satellite.
The sun periodically throws out huge masses of radiation, racing towards the Earth millions of kilometres an hour.
This is nuclear, this is big.
Two amazing things then happen. The Earth's magnetic field sucks the energy into the north and south poles, where the charged particles collide with our atmosphere.
When these particles hit our atmosphere, they ignite the atoms in our upper atmosphere, and we get aurora.
From forces so awesome and violent are born the beautiful Northern Lights. My aurora lesson wasn't over. Fred took me up onto the roof of the highest building in the Arctic. Give us a hand, Fred. Yep. Thanks, mate. Oh, we're on the rooftop of the world. It's Fred who's in charge of the world's biggest optical aurora observatory, but in fact, it's the Celestial United Nations up here. Cameras from 10 different nations are trained upon the sky. That's pretty good, isn't it, that all these nations are united in the pursuit of Aurora?
Yeah, we need to understand the environment, not only on the ground, but all the way up.
These incredibly light-sensitive cameras have captured the most extraordinary auroras, both by night and day. Smile. Say Northern Lights.
Northern Lights!
But it's the click of tourist cameras you're now likely to hear around here. I wasn't alone. The number of people coming to Norway to see the Northern Lights has exploded. But according to tourism executive Alan Ketchell, there are no guarantees.
You know, with Aurora, the Northern Lights, you never know if she's going to show up. She's the diva. She's the mysterious lady.
Do people actually come here and not see it?
Oh, yeah.
I ask with
Yeah.
trepidation. No, I would
It's
be...
normally very, very shiny and bright, so...
I'm totally lost. On the night of my first date with the diva, I was stood up. She was a no-show. Perhaps she'd been warned about some of the locals, polar bears.
We shouldn't only be looking up in the sky, we should really have a look around as well.
But what we can reveal is that Martha, who's here,
Yes.
and you seriously do this. You have someone with a
Yes.
gun when you're out looking at the Aurora.
You need that out on the tundra.
Martha, what caliber is that rifle, and is it going to stop a bear?
This is a 308
A 308?
and it can stop a bear.
And have you shot a bear?
No, luckily not. I have not been in a situation where I've had to shoot a bear.
What I think about this is it just gives a little further edge to looking for the Aurora, waiting for the
course.
lady to arrive at the same time a bear might get you.
Maybe, yes.
From the freezing disappointment of Svalbard, I moved to Tromsø, the home of Northern Lights tourism and its leading guide, Kjetil Skugli.
Yeah.
Equipped with the latest technology and a decade of Aurora chasing experience, he told me my encounter with the Northern Lights was near inevitable. All I needed was clear skies and patience.
Yeah, just be careful here.
I can't see much, except up above us.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good, isn't it?
Well, let's just go down to the beach here and
This has got to be a great night.
it looks so.
And when finally the diva came out to play, my patience was rewarded and then some. That is magnificent. That is intense. As we know, the radiation in those solar sunbursts can be harmful to life on Earth. Fortunately, we're protected by the gravitational shield of the Earth, which pulls the radiation in, and protected by the atmosphere, which collides with it. At the same time as we're protected, we're given this fantastic entertainment. It's a wonderful show. You could say it's the greatest show, not quite, on Earth. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hey. Hey, I'm an old reporter. I've seen most of the great sights on Earth.
Yeah.
But I think I might have left one of the best until last.
It's one of the true wonders.
It is wonderful, but it got me wondering about what people made of this kaleidoscope of light in times past. Must have scared the hell out of our ancestors.
Yeah, they thought God was angry, diseases and war going to break out. And then there's a lot of other histories about the Northern Lights. You know, in North Dakota, the Indians up there, they thought the Northern Lights was reflections from fires under big pots where the great medicine men of the northern states simmer the dead enemies.
Dr. Paul Breck is another Norwegian keen to replace Aurora myth with science, because he says there's much the modern world needs to know.
What happens on the sun will have an effect on the Earth. And some of these effects can affect the technology systems we have on Earth, which are we depending on, like GPS, navigation, radio communication, power grids, and so on. So it's a lot of important things that we need to know about the Northern Lights and the Sun-Earth connection. And we call this kind of effect like space weather.
Never mind the space weather, the Earth weather was freezing. It's the first time I've ever seen anyone dig a hole in the snow in order to light a fire. But again, thank goodness for Norwegian ingenuity. And out here with Chetel and Paul, it's 20 degrees below, but no one's going to let a Northern Lights opportunity pass. So in fact, you're telling me that the Northern Lights are always there, it's just we can't see them, night and day.
Absolutely. So every single day the Northern Light oval is around the polar region. And here in Norway we are far north, so we'll always see it as soon as it's clear.
And what about this bloke? How good is he as the Aurora chaser?
He's known to be the best in Norway to find open spaces and take people out exactly places like this.
And he knows how to light a fire in the snow. Yes. That's as amazing as what's happening up there.
Small things, you know.
I've never seen this. I can't believe this. But soon our attention was taken from the fire on the ground to the fire overhead. It is simply staggering how quickly the Northern Lights can, as if by magic, start raging across the sky. What a night! My date with the diva was unforgettable.
This is beautiful.
Wow.
Look how
What do you
fast
call that?
This is almost like a corona. He's looking almost straight into the... Right up there you can see straight into the magnetic field lines.
Look at the speed it's moving at.
It's amazing. Look straight up now, you get this kind of look like an eagle. It's magic.
It just came out of nowhere.
Less than 2 minutes it was here.
Last night you were like a couple of kids.
Suddenly the whole sky just exploded, and for us, you know, you get goosebumps every single time. It's different.
What do you get out of it?
I don't know if I need therapy, but it's a good therapy.
Getting Aurora therapy here.
Well, if that is madness, just let me be mad, you know, it's a good way.